What's going on, guys? It's your boy Scrub here, back again with another video. Hope you guys are having a great day. I know I am, and today I've got a story time for y'all about this spoiled kid I had to deal with in my neighborhood when I was younger that absolutely sucked. But before we get into it, be sure to press the like button. Otherwise, no joke, no scam. Your kid is gonna be insanely spoiled, and trust me, you don't want that. And without further ado, let's go.
Nice rack and her ass Brazilian. Just turned 21, but my bank's a million.
Alright, so growing up, there was one kid in our neighborhood that was insanely spoiled and basically had like all the cool toys, all this cool stuff. But the one downside of him is he was insanely spoiled and just sucked to hang out with. And while at first everybody was kind of like, nah, this guy will be cool because he has all these awesome Nerf guns we can use, like, you know, he's fun to hang out with that way. Inevitably, we got to the point where, like, we literally could not hang out with this dude anymore because he was just insufferably spoiled. Obviously, in our neighborhood, Nerf wars were pretty common. Like, that was something that we would do relatively often. And the biggest reason we just didn't really want to hang out with him anymore is because he was always cheating in our Nerf wars, dude. Like, every time you would hit this guy with a dart, he had some reasoning as to why he didn't feel it. You know, you would watch it hit him and he'd be like, no, I didn't get hit. I didn't feel anything. And so we finally just kind of banned him from being in our Nerf wars. And, you know, he would beg and beg and beg to play. And for some reason, one day he was begging to play, and we kind of caved in. We were like, fine, you can play in the Nerf war again, but you can't cheat. Like, if you cheat at all, we're stopping the game and we're no longer playing with you. Like, if we see a dart hit you and you just decide not to say that you're out for some reason, you're gonna be in trouble, dude, because we seriously will just end the game and, like, send you home. We'll go inside, like, whatever. We will not be involved with you. And he's like, fine, if that's how you guys want to be, then I guess that's the rules we can play by. But, like, I'm not trying to cheat. I never have. Sometimes I just don't feel the dart hit me. And we all kind of roll our eyes. We know he obviously just, like, wasn't calling himself out. But whatever. We start this Nerf war. And obviously Nerf guns, like, don't go very far. So you're relatively close to anyone anyways. But I was using this, like, sniper Nerf gun thing. And I shoot my dart and I watch it fly through the air and hit this dude right in the chest, dude. Like, I watch it, and he's wearing a t-shirt, and I know he knows it hit him because he looks down and then looks back up, looks around to see where it came from, and then just keeps playing. You know what I mean? So, like, I reload and I shoot another dart, and this one hits him again. And this time he looks down, sees the dart on the ground, looks up, can't see where it came from, and just keeps playing. And at that point, I'm like, all right, dude, come on. So I tell everybody that I got him twice and he's just, you know, not calling himself out. And I'm not gonna lie, I was pretty annoyed at this point, a little too annoyed, alright? But I was like a young kid in a Nerf war. It meant a lot to me then. So I go over to him and I'm like, bro, I got you twice, you're out. And he's like, no, nothing got me, nothing got me. And I say, dude, come on. Like, I was standing right there, I shot 2 darts at you, I watched you look down, look at the dart, and then keep going. And he's like, no, nothing got me, I didn't feel anything. And I admit this was petty, but in that moment, I just reloaded and I'm like literally right next to him, and I shot him in the chest, and I go, oh, did you feel that? And obviously, you know, that wasn't the nicest thing I could do, but I was annoyed. And he, in response, just picks up his Nerf gun, which is a longer one, grabs the end of it like a baseball bat, and hits me with it. And at that point, I take my Nerf gun, and I hit him with mine. So now we're smacking each other with our Nerf guns, right? And everybody's just kind of watching it happen, and they all kind of rush over, and we're still just swinging on each other with our Nerf guns, and we're not holding back. Like, I'm not saying, obviously, a Nerf gun can do a ton of damage, but we are trying to hit each other as hard as we can with these Nerf guns, and so everybody comes and splits us up, and at this point, I've got some bruises, like, on my arm, but whatever. I had kind of hit him a few more times with this Nerf gun than he hit me. Nobody wins that situation, though. We both looked like idiots. We both got smacked with a plastic Nerf gun. Like, yes, I hit him more, but I still also got hit, so who cares? But everybody finally gets over to us, and they start splitting us up. And when they split us up, he just goes full rage mode. He's like, you guys accuse me of cheating in Nerf wars, but I never cheat, da-da-da-da-da. As I said, I sniped him twice. I watched it. I literally watched it, dude, but whatever. He's just raging, and they're holding him back. I've calmed down at this point. No one has to be holding me back. I'm like, all right, like, I'm not gonna fight anymore. You guys, fine. It's over. But, like, people have to be holding him back because he's just so mad. Not even at me anymore. He's just now pissed about, like, the Nerf war. And so these people are holding him back, and I guess he just gets tired of the people, like, holding him back, and so he just clamps his teeth into the arm of somebody that's holding him back, like, really, really hard. And at that point, the person he bites screams and goes, "Oh my God, you bit me!" Because, that's what you do when somebody bites you out of nowhere, and he kind of smacks him. And at that point, they have to separate those two because the guy who got bit is now trying to fight the spoiled kid who ruined the Nerf war, because obviously you kind of have to respond to someone literally trying to eat you. If someone starts going zombie mode on you, you kind of have to be like, "Hey, don't do that," and stand up for yourself a little bit. So they break up another fight, and at that point, it's probably another 10 minutes of him freaking out before finally everyone's chill. Everyone calms down, and at that point, I think everybody's like, all right, we're just gonna go home. We're done playing, or like, we're done playing with this kid. But this guy who just bit someone, was hitting me with his Nerf gun, like already causing all these problems, looks at everybody after everything's calmed down and just goes, all right, guys, let's play another round. And I don't think anybody really thought that he had just said what he said, because somebody was like, wait, what do you mean? And he starts explaining that all right, the first round was fun. Obviously we had some issues, but let's play another round. And everybody just kind of looks at each other with this confusion, and they're like, you think that we're gonna play another round? And he goes, yeah, why not? That was just the first round of Nerf, we can just keep going. And everybody is like, we're not playing with you anymore. And he's like, why? Why not? And they say, dude, we literally stopped playing with you because you were always cheating when we would play with you. We start playing with you again, you cheat the first chance you get, and then you fight everybody. You fight with one person, fine, but then we break up the first fight and you bite someone and start fighting another person. No, dude, we're not gonna play with you anymore. And he starts saying that, this is ridiculous, they have no reason to want to play with them. And listen, whatever, as I said, I can get over, the Nerf gun fight. I don't care, but I think the whole biting somebody as hard as you can and then fighting them when they were just trying to break up the first fight you got into is kind of yeah, I just don't want to hang out with you anymore. And I definitely wasn't interested in playing Nerf with this dude anymore. Obviously, we were a lot longer. Now, I don't care either way, whatever this kid's up to now. But at the time, man, I was like, no, I'm not playing with you anymore. There's no reason for me to play with you if you're just gonna cheat the entire time, dude. Nerf wars are sacred to me at this time in my life. You can't just be goofing off, not taking it seriously, because now I'm upset. Some dude's got a zombie mark on his arm, and so, we're like, no, you can't play with us. And obviously, he doesn't necessarily like this answer, but there's not really much he can do, because we're not budging, So finally, he does the ultimate threat you can do when you're a little kid and somebody does something you don't like, right? He looks at us and he goes, fine, if you don't, I'm gonna tell my mom. Alright guys, I'm going to interrupt the video for just 1 second. If you take a look at your screen now, you'll see a gift card code. I give one of them away in every video, so you might as well subscribe and turn on notifications, because I give away free money, you got nothing to lose, and I post daily content. If you already do, I really appreciate it, and while you're at it, press the like button, comment down below, and on that note, I'll shut up and get back to the video now. Thanks. And obviously, this is just the biggest slap in the face you can possibly do when you're a little kid, dude. Threatening to tell your parents is just way too far, especially because we didn't do anything wrong. What, are you gonna tell your mom that, you bit us and fought us and can't play by the rules of Nerf? What the heck? Either way, though, at that point, we're so mad that we're like, fine, go tell your mom. Like we said, we're like, whatever, what are you gonna tell her? You're the one that did everything wrong. Obviously, we should have known that he's spoiled for a reason, and his mom was just gonna be like, my baby, because he goes away to go tell his mom, and we think he's just not gonna come back out. She's gonna say not to play with them anymore, the stuff that a normal parent would do. But sure enough, she ends up coming back with him to where we're playing Nerf and is mad at us, saying that we were being too mean for no reason, and we should be able to play with her son, and if we're gonna exclude him, then she might just tell our parents that we're being bullies. And, her son has all these Nerf guns, and we should want to play with him because he has all these Nerf guns. And it's obvious that, she really wants us to play with her son, but she doesn't know what's going on. She must not know why we're not playing with him, right? So, whatever. We kind of try to ignore her for a while, but she's just not leaving. Even after a round of Nerf guns, she's still sitting here telling us that, we need to play with her son. We need to play with her son. And at that point, one of us was pretty fed up. It wasn't me. It wasn't the kid who got bit. But one of the people goes, no, we're not going to play with him because he's been fighting everyone and he bit him. And so, they start to tell her in detail about what happened, and she's just denying it the entire time. She's like, no, he would never do that. He would never do that. They're making it up. And at that point, everyone's like, no, we watched it. We watched him fight him and then bite him. yes, fight and bite do rhyme, but your son did both. Like, we literally watched him do it. And at that point, she's still kind of in denial, but she's like, well, did you ever consider what they did to, like, fight and bite? You know, what did they do to him to make him get that mad? Because obviously, at that point, it's just our fault. And then, out of nowhere, she points at me and the kid who got bit, and she's like, I think you guys should go away if anything. If you guys are causing problems and being the reason that, you know, my son can't play Nerf War, then you guys need to go away. Because you guys have been playing for a while. You guys got a turn, so if you guys can't play together, then it's his turn now. And me and the kid who got bit are like, wait a second, hold up. You know, like, I'm not leaving because your son tried to fight me. Like, what are you talking about? That's not even how it works. We're not taking turns. And thankfully, the rest of the group is like, yeah, no, they're our friends. Like, we're not going to kick them out because you want us to play with him. If he can't get along with the people that are playing, then, like, that's not our problem. He's more than welcome to go play Nerf with other people. We just don't want to play with them. And she just is not having it. She's like, no, you're going to play with him. And the more she digs in and is like, you are going to, the more we're like, no, we're not. You know, it's just having the opposite effect. In her mind, obviously, we're going to cave because she's a parent, but we're just digging in our heels. And so she's like, all right, well, I'm just going to sit here and watch then. I'll sit here and watch until you guys play with him. And if you guys tried to exclude him, then I just won't let you play. So how about you just get to playing and, like, my son's gonna play and I'll watch. And I would have been down to keep playing and let her watch, right? But, like, some of the other kids are like, no, we're not playing. At that point, I think it was more about just proving a point to his mom than, like, actually being mad at the kid. Because I think we were all more annoyed with his mom than we were at the person, right? And I'm not even kidding when I say we didn't play. Like, we just sat there talking, we weren't playing, and she's just staring at us saying over and over again, like, you guys should play, but if you play, he has to play. And we thought we were going to wait her out, right? Like if we wait long enough, obviously this lady's got to have something to do where she's going to leave and we can just get back to playing our Nerf War. But she's not budging, dude. She's sitting there insisting that we play with her son in this Nerf War. And so after like 10 minutes of stalling, doing everything we can to try to get her to leave, you know, she's not leaving. So we just decide to go home. So like one by one, we all are just like, all right, well, I'm going to go home. And everyone leaves. Like, literally everybody was at the point where they were going to go home before they played in this situation. Like, that's how much nobody wanted to do it. It's not like we were all just being ridiculous. Everyone was just mad uncomfortable. So a couple people had stayed, but basically everyone left, and she didn't leave. Even after people started leaving, she's like, well, whoever stays, like, you guys are going to play, so I'll just wait. And at that point, it had just killed the vibe. Nobody wanted to play anymore. It's not the same when your parents are standing there forcing you to do it. Like, you know, when it's just naturally happening and everyone's having a good time, it's one thing. But if your parents are standing there just staring at you like, have fun, have fun, have fun, it just becomes a lot more hard to have any fun, especially when the person that they're telling you to have fun with sucks and is going to bite you. I love me a Nerf War, but I don't want to run the risk of getting, like, whatever disease your kid has, dude. He probably doesn't brush his teeth. For all I know, he could have a colony of undiscovered bacteria growing on his molars, and apparently he has an aptitude for biting people after a Nerf War. If you think I want to put myself in that situation, you are sorely mistaken. I don't care how spoiled or incredible you think your kid is. I'm not getting bit to hang out with them. It's nothing personal. It's just reality. And I just wouldn't want to play with him if you weren't standing here either. But the fact that you're his mom sitting here watching it makes it even weirder, and I want to play even less. Because, you know, in most situations, if your parents are sitting there watching you, then, like, you're probably on your best behavior, right? You don't want to mess up. You don't want to make them disappointed. But if you go and tell your mom, I bit a kid and fought one kid, will you come make them play with me? And they come and sit with you and are insistent that you're allowed to play, I think that you're probably going to act even worse now. Like, that was what I was thinking, dude. If we try to hang out with this dude now with his mom sitting here, like, defending literally everything that happens to him, what, is his mom gonna start arguing with us about whether or not our Nerf darts hit him? Like, now not only do I have to worry about you cheating in a Nerf War, but on top of that, like, now your mom's gonna be involved yelling at me for sniping you with the Nerf gun. So we all go home, he ruins it that day, and from then on, we just literally do not invite him to have Nerf Wars ever again. In fact, every time we would try to have a Nerf war in the street, his mom would come out and try to like force us to let him play. So we would just started doing it in someone's backyard because he would just cheat, dude. Like it was just not fun to play with. And his mom would insist on watching. And we're like, we don't want to hang out with your mom watching us play Nerf, dude. Like, no. And here's the thing. If he would have been embarrassed by it and been like, Mom, stop, I think we would have chilled out a lot. But he was like, no, my mom's going to watch because you guys say that I'm cheating in Nerf and I'm not. Like, he wanted his mom there, bro. I think towards the end, in all honesty, when she would come out, she seemed annoyed. Like, she didn't want to be doing this, but he was the one like, no, come with me and make them play Nerf with me. But anyways, as I said, we started doing it in someone's backyard, and this guy did not like that. And I guess to cope with the fact that he couldn't play Nerf with us anymore, his mom bought him an airsoft gun, which was a horrible idea. And he would sit at the gate of this person's backyard and try to, like, snipe us with airsoft pellets. And we were really young, you know? Like, now if someone shoots me with an airsoft gun, ow, that sucks. But this is still way back when like that hurt really bad. So he would just kind of take shots through the gate, there was cracks in it, and try to like hit people while we were playing with Nerf guns. And obviously when you're playing stupid games, sometimes you win stupid prizes. And so when you're trying to shoot people with an airsoft gun, occasionally and eventually you're going to hit someone with that airsoft gun, right? And so one day we're playing Nerf, and one of the older kids that we were playing with gets hit, and he goes, ow, dude, like, what was that? What was that? And he looks at the gate, and he sees this kid cheering about the fact that he just hit him with the airsoft pellet, right? So he runs over there and hops the gate a lot faster than I think this kid expected because he was trying to run, but he catches up with him and they just start fighting. And he's like, dude, you're so weird. You're watching us play through the gate and you're like shooting at us with an airsoft gun. Are you serious? And so they're fighting and his mom runs up and then the person whose house we're at, their parents come outside. And she is mad at us once again, being like, well, you know, he wouldn't be shooting airsoft guns at you if you guys would let him play with you, so this is kind of on you. You guys shouldn't be mad because you're the reason this happened. Like, wait, what? You're mad at us because we didn't want to play with your kid because you're crazy, right? And so he's allowed to sit on their property and shoot at us with airsoft guns. We were just supposed to let it slide if somebody got like hit with an airsoft gun from this kid we weren't even playing with. We were supposed to just be like, that's on us for not wanting to play Nerf with him. And at that point, like I said, the other parents were outside, and when they started hearing what this lady was saying, they're like, whoa, that's not gonna fly. So they told her and their kid, they're like, get out of here, this is our property. You can't be standing out here on the side gate watching our kids play in the backyard and shooting at them with airsoft guns. And they went and told the rest of the parents, and the parents at that point were like, all right, yeah, we gotta talk to this lady. Our kids like can't play in the front yard anymore. She's yelling at them. Her kid is like shooting them with airsoft pellets while they're not aware he's even there because he's creepily watching them play in the backyard. The entire situation is bad. So our parents ended up going over there, and we weren't there for like this situation, but they go over to his house to confront his mom. And apparently when they confront her and are like, you can't keep doing this, she's like, no, your guys' kids are horrible. All of this started because they were bullying him for not wanting to play Nerf. And obviously that's not what happened, dude. Like, we played with every kid in the neighborhood unless you cheated at Nerf wars. That was like the one thing you could do to not be cool to us anymore. And we had played with them. We gave him a second chance, and then he bit us. Like, what do you want us to do? So obviously they're like, that's not what happened, but she's insistent this is all our fault. And at that point, our parents are like, look, just don't hang out with him. If he's around, just come home. Like, I just don't want to deal with this anymore. And at that point, when our parents are on our side, we're like, all right, good. And so we were still playing in that dude's backyard. And for some reason, even after all this went down, he tried to come back again with his airsoft gun and like snipe at us while we were in their backyard. And I guess his parents were aware he might try to do this. So they had set up like a little, like a security camera pointing that way. And when he had come up to try to spy on us and shoot us with his airsoft gun to like get back at us for, you know, getting him in trouble and embarrassing his mom or whatever, which we didn't do. You and your mom embarrassed yourself. We had nothing to do with this. His dad found out and like went up on the balcony and started spraying him with the hose. And so he's like, stop spraying me with the hose. And he's like, get off my property. And every time he would come try to mess with us while we were playing Nerf in the backyard, he would spray him with the hose. And that was like our signal to be careful, you know, like, oh, the hose is going. He's here. Like, get ready. He might shoot at us with the airsoft gun. That kid was just the worst, though. I will say it's not his fault. He was a kid. Like, he did suck when we were kids. Don't get it wrong. We didn't like each other. But in retrospect, now that I'm older, I think most of that was the parents. Like, if you're backing up your kid in every scenario, making them think they're never wrong, that's not a good thing, because sometimes they're going to be wrong. Anyways, though, he did end up moving like 6 months later after all of this went down. And after he moved, I don't know where he moved. He didn't go to our school anymore, and I have no clue where he is now. So for all I know, bro, he's like Jack Dorsey. He made Twitter. He's a billionaire now. I guess I have no clue. Maybe it did work out for him. Regardless, that's why we did not want to play Nerf with him, bro, because he would bite you, he would cheat, and most importantly, his mom would like come out and just kind of stalk you for a while, and nobody wants that to happen, dude. Nobody. Anyways, guys, I know this was a longer video, but hopefully you enjoyed. If you did, I would appreciate you taking a second to press the like button. Let me know in the comments section down below what you thought, and subscribe if you're new and turn on those notifications. If you don't know what to comment, I would really appreciate you commenting the word Nerf down below. It helps my video do better. Other than that, if you really want to help me out additionally, you can check out the intro song linked down below, or my podcast, The Scuffed Cast, which you can also find in the description. And if you're in the market for G Fuel, the best energy drink for gamers by gamers, if you use code SCRUBBY at the checkout, you'll get a discount, and it helps me out. Everybody's a winner. And last but certainly not least, I did go ahead and put some of my story times on Spotify, so if you want to listen to those on there, that link will be at the top of the description. Feel free to go do it. And yeah, on that note, don't get anyone pregnant. If you do, make sure they're hot, and hopefully I'll see you guys next time. I'm out. Peace.